where the streets are paved with koban. Hancock would like very much to continue talking. Beautiful though it may be, we cannot spend all day staring at the aetheryte. Says you. Come, come, let us move along. The markets are next. This is quite a beautiful city, and I think one of the things that lends itself to being a beautiful city, I mean, beyond just the architecture and whatnot, is like Ishgard is a beautiful city, you know, that's been just wrecked, you know, through battle. So it's kind of just messy and, you know, whatever. And then even the three starting cities are just racked with so much going on there politically and so on and so forth. Where like Kugane is by and large just a nice city. Just it's so I think just the overall atmosphere and air to it is very nice. Be still my heart. And that's all you had to say? No sign of Gosetsu or Yugiri here. Not that I expected to stumble across them just like that, though it would have been nice. Just look at all these garish designs. Not fond of subtlety, are they? Is that a theater over there? Well, well. I would expect no less of a bustling port. We have arrived at the largest shopping district in Kugane, Kugane Dori. Kugane, as you are doubtless unaware, is an ancient Hingan word for gold. So in this prosperous port, where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes... Wait, okay. So in this prosperous port where golden fortunes are made, lesser fortunes, or kugane, are earned by the local merchants. It's all quite logical once you learn the language. Now you're beginning to speak my language. Oh ho, a kindred spirit. What a pleasure it is to meet a young lady who appreciates the value of hard-won gold. Hard-won or hard-earned? Hancock of the East Aldernard Trading Company? You are with clients today? Why, if it isn't Master Kaiten. Pray, allow me to introduce to you my esteemed guests, but recently come from distant Eorzea. This kind and generous soul supervises all transactions here in Kugane Dori. Your sincerity is ever appreciated. As he says, I am Kaiten of the Hakuchi clan, and it is my honor to serve as overseer of these markets. As we receive many foreign visitors in Kugane, we accept all manner of currencies. Rest assured, your Eorzean gil are welcome here. I invite you to peruse our wares at your leisure. Arms, armor, foodstuffs, potables. Here you will find all of them and more. Don't think I haven't memorized every detail of that street. There's at least half a dozen shops that will soon be enjoying my custom. Where to next, I wonder? We're actually quite far from the docks now, aren't we? This place is bigger than I thought. The district up ahead has a different air about it. Yeah, that's the embassies. If we may pause here for a moment. This road leads to the Ijingai, the district in which Ijin, or foreigners, are permitted to reside. Would this also be where the foreign embassies are found, including that of a certain empire? Precisely. So you see, it would not be at all unusual to cross paths with one of our Garlean cousins here. With this in mind, I would encourage you to choose your words carefully. We would not want any physical altercations, after all, such spats being strictly forbidden. The Sekisugumi punish breaches of the peace quite severely. I have seen foreigners permanently exiled for a single violation. Though, to be fair, this is not common. More often than not, they are executed on the spot. Oh, wow. What? Cut down and then and there? You're joking, right? Would that I were, but alas, these samurai are a humorless lot. Why, I recall one instance when a foreign merchant in his cups dared lay hands upon a Hingan aristocrat in front of a Sekisugumi. The samurai cut him in half with a single stroke. Ugh, I don't even want to think about that. So, as you see, it would behoove you to behave. Failing that, we may be forced to, quote-unquote, part ways with one another. Or you with yourselves, in the manner of the late Teleji Adeleji. He finds that quite humorous. Oh, how I amuse myself. But we must carry on. I have yet to show you the Garlean consulate. Alright, there may be some mowing going on in the background, so hopefully you don't hear it, but if you do, hopefully it's not too loud. So that building's full of Garleans. Some might call it unwise to loiter outside the gates of a hostile empire's consulate. Danger, excitement, intrigue, oh my. Compared to the Hingan architecture, this seems drab and uninspired. Or mayhap I've simply had my fill of Garlean aesthetics, such as they are. I wonder if that is actually... I mean, certainly the metalwork is Garlean, but the rest of the building, I don't know. I mean, haven't really spent any time in. And the building itself looks to be similar to the rest of the building, so I would say it's not Garlean. Just that metalwork in the front. This, as you may have surmised, is the consulate of you-know-who. Mark the guards at the gate. Are their uniforms not different than those you have seen in the West? Were you to travel far and wide, you would find that many such variations exist, often inspired by local designs. All of which goes to show that even a massive empire seeking to rule all of creation is not without its artisans. By the grace of Lord Lolorito, Hancock seems to be quite pleased with himself. There is oh so much more I could speak of. The soothing waters of the onsen, the ephemeral delights of the pleasure district, but you are doubtless still weary from your long sea voyage. Let us retire to the company offices. There is no denying that this place was built for an old un. Even though this feels just as out of place as the Garland Consulate, it's a lot more comforting. There she is. Ah, the unmistakable scent of wealth and power. I dare say we could travel to Maricidia or the New World and find a man like Hancock waiting for us. Yeah, probably. I'm just thinking, like, will we? I mean, well, we're not going to Maricidia or the New World and Endwalker, but we are going to Old Charlane and Thavnair. So I wonder if Lolorito's got his people there as well. Kind of surprised he didn't have people on the first. At long last, we arrive at our destination. May I present to you our humble offices. We have much to discuss, so I will refrain from further prattle. Come, right this way. Of course,
our thaumaturgist took great pains to ward these walls against all manner of surveillance. Where business dealings are concerned, we do not compromise on confidentiality.
And thaumaturges ward it.
You may avail yourselves of these offices for the duration of your visit. Come and go as you like, and know that you may speak freely here.
Your offer is most generous, but I will not enter into any agreement which would leave us beholden to you or your master.
A legitimate concern. Allow me to clarify, then. The chairman bids you consider this as an expression of his heartfelt contrition for the bloody banquet and the unpleasantness which followed. Never having been one to put stock in words alone, the chairman deems the provision of material aid to be a more appropriate demonstration of his sincerity. By sheer coincidence, your purpose here also happens to coincide with our own interests. That is, assuming you are come to aid the Doman Liberation Front.
How could... I will not bother to offer a denial. You have the right of it. To be specific, we are come in search of our Far Eastern allies, Yugiri and Gosetsu, whom we hope to assist in their fight.
The Aori Shinobi and the Rugadan Samurai? Then you will be pleased to know that they have both come to Kugani.
Are you sure?
Quite. They came here aboard a company vessel, you see. However, they encountered difficulties securing passage across the Ruby Sea.
The Ruby Sea? Sorry, I've never been any good at geography.
Forgive me. This calls for a map. We are here in Kugani, the sole open port of Hingashi, situated on her western coast. Doma, meanwhile, is here on the eastern coast of Otherd in Yansha. Therefore, if your friends are to reach Doma, they must first cross the Ruby Sea. Alas, this is easier said than done, as the Ruby Sea does not fall within the dominion of either Hingashi or Doma, being controlled since antiquity by a third party, namely the Confederacy. Said maritime collective is known for the consummate skill of its sailors, and for demanding that any vessel entering its waters pay a toll referred to as the Ruby Tithe. In exchange, the Confederacy's vast fleet guarantees the safety of those who travel within its territory. Now, as I'm sure you are aware, Garlemald conquered Doma some 25 years past, at which time the Empire saw no value in controlling the Ruby Sea, and thus did they turn a blind eye to the activities of the Confederacy. The recently appointed acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma had other ideas, however. She has formally condemned the Confederacy and declared that any who recognize their authority shall be branded enemies of the Empire. Bowing to this pressure, Hingashi severed ties with these toll-takers and forbade the payment of the Ruby Tithe, prompting the Confederacy to make it known that any merchants choosing to sail the Ruby Sea would do so at their peril.
No wonder they struggled to secure passage to Doma. What captain would risk such a journey given the circumstances?
I'm told your friends were not so easily deterred from their course, but I know not whether their persistence bore fruit.
I say we follow in Yugiri and Gosetsu's footsteps and attempt to secure passage to Doma for ourselves. We will need to cross the sea in any case, and we may learn something of their whereabouts in the process. And should we find that they are still in Kugane, we can make the journey together.
In that case, I have some information which may be of use to you. No quid pro quo, I assure you. The chairman was most insistent that I aid you to the best of my ability.
That's reassuring. Oh, this place takes me back. It reminds me of the workshop of an olden lapidary I once served. He was not exaggerating when he spoke of their ward's efficacy. Whoever wove them did so with consummate skill. I'm not sure how I imagined our time in the Far East unfolding, but it definitely didn't involve Oldens. And especially not these Oldens. Still, whatever works, right? I must confess, I am an avid collector of all things Far Eastern. See for yourself, I insist. I was just thinking, are these carpets something you can own for your house? I would think so. I mean, most stuff is. Just because I have a Shirogane apartment, I don't think I have a rug like that. Anyway. Though I am reluctant to take any action whatsoever that could be construed as placing ourselves in Lord Lolorito's debt, we must avail ourselves of what means are available. Our Alamegan allies place their faith in us, and I do not intend to disappoint them. Okay, so same. A good samurai is hard to find. Alphino is a man with a plan. It would seem inefficient for us all to venture out together in search of information on Yugiri and Gosetsu's whereabouts. Agreed? Agreed. We need to cast our net wider, split up and pursue all available avenues of inquiry. But if we're to coordinate our efforts effectively, we'll need to establish a working base of operations here. Indeed. Tataru would seem best suited to the task of organizing our supplies and procuring new ones. While she attends to that, we four can begin our search by questioning the individuals Hancock identified. Alice and I will take those in the southern districts of the city, and the two of you can take those in the north. In anticipation of just such an eventuality, I took the liberty of preparing some few sketches of Yugiri and Gosetsu during our voyage. Wow, Yashola warned me that you were a bit of an artist, but these are great. They'll definitely come in handy. Yeah, the fact that Yugiri warned her. You know, specifically the word warned, because I know she was concerned that he drew her while she was naked coming out of the live stream. Looks like it's you and me, Lavenza. Let's step outside and talk about where to start. Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it before, but again, like, I'm so glad I'm replaying through this stuff, you know, all in one go, because various dialogue like that about, you know, Alphino's drawing are things that I know I had to have missed the first time through, because I wouldn't have remembered. Wow, Alphino's sketches are so... I don't know how to put it, but they're very... Well, see for yourself. You may view Alphino's sketch at any time during this quest by using the relevant item in the key items menu. I don't really need to worry about it. Oh, I have to actually view it. Okay. Go on, take a look. You'll see what I mean. Yeah. A surprisingly accurate depiction of Yugiri and Gosetsu, once again suggesting that Alphino may have mistaken his life's calling. Yeah, I was just saying, I don't need to look at it. I actually have it up in my house, but I guess I have to actually look at it again. It looks more like them than they do. Honestly, he can make a living doing this. Yeah, I mean, certainly it has more detail than I think you actually see in-game. Oh, sorry. No time for distractions. Why don't we start by visiting Karaku at the onsen. That was it. Where is that? Oh, okay, that's... yeah. And is it onsen or onsen? I don't know. Come one, come all. Burns, cuts, embarrassing rashes, there is not that the mystical waters of the Bokaisen hot springs cannot heal. Oh, what is that in your hand? You seek this Al Ra and this Rogadin, do you? 1,000 apologies, but I cannot help you. It is against our policy to divulge information regarding patrons past or present. Please, we came all the way from Eorzea to find our friends. We have our reputation to consider, miss. Men and women from all walks of life come here in search of rejuvenation, body and soul. They seek privacy and discretion, and we have ever honored their wishes. Only the Sekisagumi may demand otherwise. I am sorry, but there is naught I can do. I suppose we'll just have to ask someone else then. What about that woman who runs the hostelry? Kotokaze, was it? I'm actually curious. I was just thinking of how, some of those that criticize the game for being weeb or whatever, like what they think of Kugane, and just this half of this expansion, Doma and all that. Welcome, traveler. Can I interest you in some rice wine? Exceptional quality. Delivered but the other day. Ah, an Auri shinobi and a Rogadin samurai. That Auri, that's not used that often. Usually they just refer to them as Al-Ra. That just kind of stumped me for a second. If I may, I would answer your question with some few of mine own. If I speak of that which you know, Ijin, but not... If I speak of that which you know, Ijin, be not offended. You are familiar with the situation in the lands across the Ruby Sea? The doomed rebellion after 2.5 decades of quiet? I see. And you are familiar with the ways of Hingashi? How we elect to stand apart and support no cause but our own? Indifferent and callous, some may call us, but pragmatism is essential if a humble island nation such as ours is to survive. But we are not fools. Complete isolation is impractical, and so Kugane is open to Ijin, and we are equally hospitable to all. Or, if I must speak more plainly, yes, I can help you, but if I do, I must also oblige the ones who ask after you. Are you willing to accept this fair and equitable treatment? If anyone comes looking for us, tell them whatever you like. As you wish. The 2 individuals of whom you speak did indeed come here. They sought passage across the Ruby Sea. Few ships are willing to make the trip at the moment. Nevertheless, I made several introductions on their behalf. That was the extent of our interaction. I will provide you with the names of the captains, if you like. You've been a great help, Mistress Katakaze. I'll be sure to come back for that wine sometime. We would welcome your custom, miss. We should question these captains as soon as we can. You take the first 3, I'll take the rest, and we'll meet here when we've finished. All right? Good luck. Okay, so it's all over the pier. I thought maybe we were going back out in the direction that I'm going. But I'm not going there to question. Oh. But to hit up the... Pier 1. Okay, that wasn't quite right either. Oh, but can I actually... No, that's just a... Okay. Hopefully I'm going to the right place. Like, I think there's some stuff downstairs, some stuff upstairs. Okay, well, it's saying down. Oh, okay, it's down there. So I was, again, going to the wrong place. While I didn't take the longest route, I certainly didn't take a short route here. Oh, yeah. Yes, a Rogan gentleman did approach me. He wanted to charter a ship to take him across the Ruby Sea, the Mad Devil. I sent him away like all the others before him. The woman? Nay, I know her not. Okay, not seeing anybody out there. You asked me if I have seen this Auri woman and this Rogadin samurai. The woman is unknown to me, but the man is not. So Auri might be more of a local term. I mean, this is where they're from. So he was for Doma, but I could not help him. We travel solely between here and Razatan. It would be an unreasonable detour. So we've run into 2 people so far that know of Gosetsu, but not Yugiri. And what might be the reason for that? Okay, I'm clearly going in the wrong direction. Maybe I do need to go back up now. Is there somebody over here? Yeah, okay. So I should have actually, since I was up here, I should have talked to him first, but oh well. Passengers. No, we no longer offer that service. Too much trouble. Now we only transport goods. I told this to the samurai and sent him on his way. The woman? Pa. If it is women you seek, the pleasure houses have plenty. Okay, and lease is... Okay, back at the hostelry. I think from here it's just better just to run the whole way. I mean, it was probably better just to take this path out there in the first place. How did it... never mind. Judging from the look on your face, you didn't have much better luck than I did. Thank you for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to join me live, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. Thank you again, and you have a good one.